since the last election, it would appear we're doing really rather well. Which means that the Prime Minister has decided he will open up the attack guns on reform, or perhaps more accurately, on me. He delivered a speech in Scotland just yesterday, saying that we were right-wing. Perish the thought. Didn't call us far-right, which rather surprised me, but that will come in time. He said that his way was the way for people to have good, well-paid jobs. Well, it was the Conservatives that started it, but Labour that have continued. But the net zero madness is closing down factories, is closing down industry on a scale we couldn't have even believed. Today, it's the mini plant at Cowley that employs 3,500 people. Before that, it was 1,100 jobs going at Luton. And the reason is simple. The Labour and Conservative governments have said, you must buy electric cars. Do you want to buy electric cars? Thank you. There we are. Are you watching, Prime Minister? This was right. But that attack on free speech also happened tonight here in Camborne. What you saw outside this hall this evening was an organisation called Antifa. They are hard left communist political actors who were intent on shutting us down, intent on this exercise in democracy that is happening here in Cornwall tonight. They were intent on shutting it down. Well, let me give a message to Antifa. Let me give a message to two-tier Keir Starmer. Let me give a message to all of them. We will not be cowed. We will not be silenced by anybody. We are the British people, and we want a common sense government back in charge of our country. We're going to fight for it, and we are going to win. And I won't be lectured by either of them about the benefits of mass immigration to our economy. When I say mass immigration, I mean 10 million people in the last 20 years. And the media will say, but Nigel, they're coming in to do jobs. Do you know of the last 3 million that came into Britain from outside of Europe during the Conservatives' period in office, only 22% are working. The rest have come in as dependents, and it's making everybody in this country poorer, and nobody has the courage to stand up and say it. But a reform government will stop this massive population increase in this country, will get British people back to work, and anybody that arrives via a dinghy on the English Channel will never, ever, ever be allowed to stay in our country. And we will do it by facing up to the truth. I mean, can you believe that one person couldn't be deported because his kid liked chicken nuggets? We will leave the European Convention on Human Rights and restore the sovereignty of this country.
Nigel Farage's speech can be seen as not just an attack on the broader political establishment, but also as an implicit critique of Keir Starmer and the Labour Party's role in what he sees as the decline of British industry and personal freedoms. Farage often portrays Starmer as a weak, uninspiring leader who merely follows in the footsteps of conservative policies rather than presenting a real alternative. His criticism of net zero policies, for example, directly targets both Labour and the Conservatives, but it carries a particularly scathing implication for Starmer. That Labour, a party historically associated with defending the working class, has abandoned its core voters in pursuit of radical, environmental policies that harm industries and cost jobs. Farage's rhetoric suggests that Starmer is not a leader of conviction, but rather a political opportunist who shifts his stance based on public opinion and establishment pressures. This aligns with broader accusations that Starmer has flip-flopped on key issues, from Brexit to tax policies. While Labour under Starmer claims to stand for economic growth and fairness, Farage argues that its commitment to net zero policies and state interventionism is doing the opposite, crippling manufacturing, driving energy costs up, and making life harder for ordinary working people. By highlighting job losses at the mini plant and in Luton, Farage indirectly accuses Starmer of being complicit in the destruction of Britain's industrial base, painting him as another career politician who prioritizes ideological policies over practical solutions. Moreover, Farage's style contrasts sharply with Starmer's. While Farage presents himself as an outspoken, charismatic defender of British workers, he implies that Starmer is dull, bureaucratic, and out of touch. Where Farage engages with voters in a direct and often provocative manner, Starmer is frequently criticized for being overly cautious, robotic, and lacking the ability to connect with ordinary people on an emotional level. This perception has haunted Starmer's leadership, making him an easy target for Farage's populist attacks. In essence, Farage's speech serves as a wider critique of the Labour leader's approach to governance. By lumping Starmer in with the Conservatives, he argues that there is no real choice between the two main parties. Both are complicit in what he sees as Britain's decline. His closing challenge, "Are you watching, Prime Minister?" is not just directed at Rishi Sunak, but can also be read as a warning to Starmer that Reform UK is gaining traction and that the Labour leader's carefully managed, politically correct image may not withstand the kind of direct, passionate opposition that Farage and his party represent.
I can announce that a new €3.5 billion payment for Ukraine will arrive already in March. Second, as President Costa just has announced, there will be a special European Council, and I will present at this special European Council a comprehensive plan for defense investment, for scaling up our European arms production and defense capabilities, but also for investment in Ukraine's defense industry, scaling up your arms production, your defense capabilities. So this will be a plan for the European Union and for Ukraine.
In a move that has ignited fierce debate across Europe, the European Union is set to deliver a new €3.5 billion payment to Ukraine this March. This decision, unveiled amid growing tensions and strategic recalibrations, comes as part of a broader plan that, according to official statements, aims to scale up weapons production, defense capabilities, and forge a closer partnership between the EU and Ukraine. Critics have been quick to decry the plan. Detractors point to EU Chief Ursula von der Leyen, whom some have unflatteringly labelled tyrant, arguing that her administration is determined to perpetuate what they describe as a money laundering scam. They contend that, even in the absence of robust US backing, von der Leyen remains resolute in pushing forward with policies that many believe mask deeper financial irregularities and an unyielding commitment to military-industrial expansion. The controversy reflects broader anxieties over the EU's current trajectory, with traditional alliances, most notably with the United States, showing signs of waning support. The payment has become a lightning rod for accusations of opportunism and mismanagement. Critics argue that by advancing this financial lifeline without the usual international consensus, von der Leyen is not only undermining democratic accountability, but also opening the door to potential corruption and financial impropriety. This development comes at a time when Europe's political landscape is sharply divided over issues of sovereignty, security, and economic governance, while supporters of the plan see it as a necessary measure to reinforce collective defense and stabilize a key partner nation, opponents warn that the initiative may ultimately serve as a cover for deeper systemic issues, casting a long shadow over the union's credibility. As March approaches, all eyes will be on Brussels and Kyiv. Whether this bold financial maneuver will fortify Europe's defenses or further erode trust in its institutions remains to be seen. For now, the debate underscores a growing divide. One side hailing the payment as a strategic masterstroke, the other decrying it as the strategic masterstroke, the other decrying it as the latest chapter in a saga of alleged financial geopolitical brinkmanship. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more updates. Don't forget to join our Telegram community for the latest discussions and exclusive content.